What is up, you gorgeous, fabulous creatures, and welcome to another episode of the all-new Losing It podcast. You're here with Kylie Pax, Australia's emotional eating coach, and although I sound very jolly today, as I normally do, I can assure you I feel like complete shit. Okay. I have had a nasty beast of a cold for the last week, and I have to say at this stage, I'm a little pissed off about it. I didn't authorize this. There was no discussion. Like, I didn't get an email asking me if this was okay. No. So it just landed upon my doorstep. I'm not very happy about it, but I have been drinking lots of lemon juice and taking lots of vitamin C and spending a probably obscene amount of time rewatching Schitt's Creek on Netflix. And if any of you haven't watched it, then you just really need to zip on over. I was going to say zone on in, but I was going to say zip on over and enjoy it, because it is just such good fun. And that's what we're all about here on the podcast as well. So as I start talking a little crazy today, as I just did, that's probably why I'm a bit dosed up on all kinds of natural herbified things here at the moment. So we're just going to have a bit of fun today. But what I do want to bring to the table for discussion today is a topic that we get very shitty about in our lives, on our weight loss journey, and it is what to do when the scale doesn't move. And I just have come back from having my fabulous Thursday glam day with my gorgeous hairdresser, Miss Jade, as I see every single week. And she said to me, "What are you going to talk about on the podcast today?" I said, "I have no fucking idea. Like, I literally never know." And then I sit down here and in front of you all, and I just trust. I trust that what you need and / what I need is going to come out. And this is a big, big topic that we see here and experience all the time. What to do when the scale doesn't move, or / what to do when the scale isn't moving fast enough. Oh my God. Like, you feel like you're doing all the right things. I should be getting X result, but you're not. And then worse. Kylie, I'm doing all the quote unquote right things and the scale went in the wrong fucking direction. What the fuck is that all about? So this is what we're going to be talking about today. Now, before we dive on into this hilariously jolly topic, a few little housekeeping rules, my darlings. If you haven't yet skipped on over, kyliepax.com/free course, you better get your ass over there immediately, because there is some goodness awaiting you. I know most of you, my fabulous listeners, have downloaded my course now. It is entirely free. It is a 4-part video series. It is every last little thing that I did to drop 20 kilos from my body, like swoosh that hideous 20 kilos off into the universe, probably landed on one of your butts, quite frankly. But I didn't care because it was off of mine. So head on over, kyliepax.com/free course. As I tell you, I'm just going to be really cool and calm today because I'm not feeling well and I'm like quite crazy. kyliepax.com/free course. You will get all the goodness. It will zip straight into your inbox and you can start losing weight immediately within the hour. That's how fast this shit works. Now, on top of that, I currently have my brand new offer, which is 60-day results. Oh my God. 60-day results has let loose on the internet. It is a one-on-one coaching package with me, 60 days, no fucking excuses. See how my tone changes? Because I get in line with the program and what's being offered, and this is what's happening in 60-day results. It is a high-impact coaching container with me, one-on-one, 60 days. It's you and me. And if you think you can give me any excuses, any reason, I'm so sorry, Kylie, I didn't do the thing. I will be like, I'm going to get on a plane, I'm going to fly over there, and I'm going to slap you over the head myself. There is no excuses in the 60-day results container. As in, my job is to get you fucking results in 60 days. And if it's not happening, then I haven't done my job properly, and I won't tolerate that, as you can see. So you will be getting the results that you desire. We set a goal and it actually happens in 60 days. If that's something that you're interested in, then skip on over to my Instagram and DM me, because that's where I am sharing the links, or I will also pop the link in the show notes below. Now, let's lay the foundation for today's podcast, shall we? When you make a decision in your life, you're like, that's it. I've had enough. I'm going to lose this weight. I'm going to stop emotional eating, because we all know that's the fucking problem. Like, we're not stupid. We're not idiots. You haven't gained weight because it just befell upon you. You woke up one morning, some hideous little troll had visited you in the night and you were 45 kilos heavier. That's not a fucking thing. Thank God that's not a thing, right? We know. We have done this to ourselves, which is what makes it so painful. But we have done this to ourselves. And when I say we've done this, I mean, that is not the mindset that we want to adopt either, because that is just as painful as any of the other shitty thoughts that we think. Thinking that I've done this to myself just leaves us feeling very hopeless, very down, very insecure, and wondering whether we can actually even do anything about it. It keeps you stuck in a regressive state because you think, if only I hadn't done this to myself, I wouldn't be here right now. And we get very swallowed up in the pit of self-pity rather than being empowered and putting ourselves in an empowering position to be able to take action and move forward. So we'll let that go right away. But that is very common. It is what we think. I've had clients say it to me. I think even just in the week past, if only I hadn't done this to myself, I feel really sad and depressed that I've done this to myself. And I did have a particular client share this with me, I think in the week just gone. And this got shit. Listen, I'm just gonna say, well, first of all, every single one of my one-on-one coaching clients is gorgeous. This superstar in particular is she is everything. She is the package. She's gorgeous. She's getting married very soon. She has the most stunning skin. I literally can't. I'm obsessed with her skin. She's got skin like peaches and cream. And she also has a heart condition, which really is concerning for any of us, but she's quite young. So she has this heart condition and she feels like if I hadn't eaten the way that I have spent my life eating, I wouldn't have this heart condition. And I sat back, I was like, honey, can we just catch that thought? Because she kept talking and blah, 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 blah. And I said, let's just put the brakes on there. We are going to stop right there because that is some serious bullshit. There are people that eat fucking lettuce leaves and lentils their whole lives and they end up with a heart condition unless the doctor can definitively say to you, yes, you did this to yourself, which they haven't in her condition. They have 100% said this is more than likely hereditary. And there may be a component of dietary input, but certainly that is not the factor. It was hereditary in this instance. And this is what we need to think. Now, even if, let's just play devil's advocate, okay? Even if you did get raised on a diet of McDonald's and Coca-Cola, and then you ate KFC your whole entire life, and now you are struggling with your weight and do have medical conditions, still thinking to yourself, I did this to myself, is a bullshit way to take any action in your life. In fact, you're not going to take no action in your life if you are thinking those bullshit thoughts, because you are now the victim of who? Yourself. You are the victim of your damn self. How are you going to feel empowered to move forward and do anything when you're feeling all shitty about yourself? And it's because of you. Who was the perpetrator in that instance? You. How can you get away from that perpetrator? You fucking can't. So what can you do about it? Not very damn much. This is why we need to choose our thoughts like we are fucking choosing fine jewelry. If somebody said to you, I'm going to take you into Tiffany's or Gucci or Louis Vuitton or Van Cleef & Arpels, and they were like, you can choose one thing. I'm going to pay for it and you can choose one thing. Would you not look very fucking carefully? First of all, I'd be choosing the most expensive thing. And then I would take my time. This is precious. What a beautiful gift. That is the way I want you to start thinking about the thoughts that you choose to pick off the shelf in your brain. You have a myriad of choices there. If I took you into Van Cleef & Arpels and I was like, honey, you can choose any bracelet here that you like. Are you going to choose the most cheap ass one? Are you going to choose one that they fucking dropped on the floor and accidentally stepped on and now it's all scratched and bullshit? Or are you going to choose the most expensive, the most valuable, the most precious one? Which one's going to make you feel better when you wear it on your body? Please, our thoughts are exactly the fucking same. If you choose a bullshit thought that's been stomped on the ground and it's all dirty and scratched, it's going to give you bullshit feelings, emotions, and actions. If you choose a thought that is precious, it's sparkling, it's got diamonds all over it, this one, and it would be more along the lines of, I may be where I am now, but I really don't give a fuck because I have the power in every moment, every single moment, to pivot and change and take full fucking control of my future and where I'm going. And I will decide where I'm going to end up because I have the ability to do so. That, if I had a diamond bracelet and I could put something like that on every day, there'll be no fucking stopping me. You would find me winning like all kinds of awards. I'd be wiping Oprah off the internet. She wouldn't even exist because I would be so fabulous. It would be amazing. Beyonce would be inviting me over to her house to learn from me because because I had this magical diamond bracelet that was making me feel and therefore act in an incredible manner. I want you to start thinking about your thoughts in the same damn way. So first up, when we talk about what to do when the scale isn't moving, everything I just said there may have seemed like I digress, but I do not. I do not, because I always circle back. When you get on the scale, before you even get on and see a number, it's fucking imperative that you decide up front, regardless of what the number says, this is how I'm going to feel about it. If the number, because here's what we do. We get on the scale and then we either see a number that is shit in our minds. The scale has gone up. Now we feel like bullshit. So we go ahead and we think, well, what's the fucking point? I've been torturing myself. The scale's gone up. I might as well eat. So you go stuff your face. Or you get on the scale and it's gone down. You're like, woo, it's fantastic. I've lost weight. Now you think you've got some fucking wiggle room and you go eat. That is a lose-lose fucking situation. You cannot win in that scenario. So here's what I want you to do instead. Before you even get on the damn scale, you decide that you do not care what the number is. The number is literally nothing more than feedback. All that number is feedback for you to be able to decide what your next move should be along your journey. If the number has gone up, that is feedback to tell you, I'm sorry, honey, you need to take a look at the choices you've been making over the last week. Have they been in line with the eating codes? If you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, kyliepax.com/free course. It's exactly what I did to lose 20 kilos. Have your choices been in line with the eating codes? Have you been making your daily food plan every day, your simple daily plan? Again, kyliepax.com/free course. Have you been making the simple daily plan every day and adhering to it? Have you been doing your tracker? Again, in the fucking course. All of these things will tell you, and then suddenly you can look at the scale, which has gone up, and you're like, oh, yeah, I did make some choices that I'm not super proud about over the last week. I did do that 4 times. And then I kind of tried to eat a little bit of extra chocolate last night. And I did that 2 nights before that as well. And then it's just feedback. So you don't need to get fucking hysterical about it. You can just look at it and go, okay, if this number is nothing more than data, what do I need to pivot, change, or adjust over the coming week to get a better result next week? Now, let's flip that on its head, shall we? What if you get on the damn scale and the number's gone down? You're going to be so happy. Isn't that fantastic? You're going to let a number dictate how you feel for the day. Really great. But then whatever happens, listen, this is what used to happen with me as well. I would get on the scale, the number would go down, I'd be real happy. And then that happiness would last all of about 4.5 seconds before fear would kick in. And I'd be like, what if next week I get on and it goes up? Or what if I eat something today and it goes up? I would immediately start fearing it going back up. You cannot give the number that much power. And let me tell you exactly what you need to do so that you can, yes, stay on track, but also remove the bulk of the power from the fucking inanimate object on the floor and give it back to yourself. Let me tell you, the problem is not that you're not seeing weight loss yet. That is not the problem. The problem is that you don't trust yourself to be committed to this journey long term. Therefore, time is an issue. I really hope you understand what I'm saying here. And I'm going to say it again for the people in the back who maybe don't really get it, don't really understand. Just let this sit with you, because the only reason that you're in such a fucking hurry to lose weight is because you don't trust yourself yet to be committed to this journey, no matter what it takes, for as long as it takes. So therefore, you feel like I can only do this for so long. I can only hack this for so long. So now time is an issue. Do you see what I'm saying? This is huge. This right here can change the entire trajectory and outcome of your weight loss. If you really decide and commit within your soul, I am the woman that will be compliant to what I say I'm going to do, regardless of what outside feedback I get from a scale, a person, or anything else. I'm committed to this for the long term. Then time is no longer an issue, because you know in your heart you're going to get there. Nothing can stop you. But if you are doing some lame-ass fucking diet plan, something that's complete bullshit, like meal replacement shakes or something along, I'm just going to say keto. Even though keto works for so many of us, I'm just going to put that as an example because it cuts out entire food groups. So if you're doing something that is feels restrictive to you, doesn't feel liberating or expansive, it feels restrictive to you, then time will always be an issue because you can only handle this for so long before you'll fucking snap. That is why you are struggling with needing to see the scale go down consistently every single week, because you have not yet decided on the woman that you are as a matter of integrity. Right now, you're taking an extremely micro look at your life, the situation, and your weight loss story. Well, you know how we zoom in and zoom out on our phones? You are zoomed right fucking in. You have zoomed in to the fucking pixels, and you are looking at this so closely that you are monitoring your life and your next action by a number on the scale. I want you to zoom back out. Zoom back out. Leave the fucking pixel in the dust. Zoom back out and look at this picture on a grander and larger scale. Look at everything that this picture involves, not just a fucking pixel. Look at everything that's in the picture. It looks like a full, expansive life. It looks like you reaching your goal weight in a timely manner that will allow you to stay there when you get there. It also looks like you losing weight in such a way that you will not have to live on fucking lettuce leaves and lentils, like I said, in order to stay there and maintain and retain what you have achieved. Listen, this is a story that I share often because it was such a teachable moment for me. And it was about my journey with weight loss when I started again this year, because as you know, I've spoken about this 10 million times, that I lost 20 kilos and, that's all fabulous. But then I had hormonal shifts and hormonal changes due to my age. And I had to have the Mirena put in because I was bleeding uncontrollably all the time. Like I was bleeding 3 weeks of the month. And it wouldn't stop. So I had the Mirena put in, which did solve that problem. But the backside of that, or the backside, that's a little saucy. The flip side of that was that I gained about 10 kilos, I reckon, all up, which was most unpleasant for me. So I started my journey again earlier this year. I had the Mirena removed, which was another horror story in itself. Had the Mirena removed. I joined a gym, which is something else that I've never been consistent with in my life because I never found one that I liked, and I just don't generally enjoy the gym. But I joined one and I started my weight loss journey. Again, I followed all my own teachings. I followed my eating codes. I did all the things. And I was at this gym working my ass off every single day. And I did this for 6 weeks and not one microgram of weight left my body. For 6 weeks. Really, you got to really feel what I'm saying. I know as people who've struggled with our weights, you can feel this, right? You feel my pain. 6 weeks, I was watching everything that I was eating. I was following my plans. I was doing all the things, working out, not one gram left my body. And at the 6 week mark, I decided in my soul, I said, I will not be beaten by this. If I have to spend the rest of my life exercising and never seeing the scale go down, I'll do it. I will do it because I simply refuse to give up. And it was at that moment that weight did start shifting from the very next week. But I tell you, the old version of me, I would have given up at day 3. In fact, I remember I worked out for 1 day and then I came home and I said to Phil, I didn't lose weight. Like I weighed myself the next day. I'm like, I didn't lose weight. And he's looking at me like I'm a complete fucking moron. He's like, why? What? Why do you think you would lose weight? You've worked out 1 day. Then I worked out for the first week and I said to him, babe, I didn't lose any weight this week. And again, he looked at me. He's like, you've got to be consistent with this. This is not a one-hit wonder. And that was where I really, really had to dig in and decide that I was going to be, yes, consistent, but also compliant to the things I said I was going to be consistent with. And that's what changed the game for me. So the next time you jump on the bathroom scale and you see a number that you don't like, I want you to replay this podcast. I want you to replay it, share it, put colored sticky stars all over it, and then tag me, because this is what you need to hear. It's the reminder we all need to hear when we start to feel down and wondering, is this really going to work for me? Of course it's fucking going to work for you. Unless you're some kind of weird cyborg and you have different internal workings to the rest of us. But if you are here in a human body having a human experience, yes, honey, I promise you this is going to work for you. If it can work for me through the Mirena drama, through the fact that I have hypothyroidism and my body tries to lose weight at the rate of a fucking slug, then yes, it can work for you. Please, please trust yourself. You don't need to trust the process. I don't want you to trust the process. If you're doing my free course, I don't even want you to trust the fucking course. I want you to trust yourself, that you will not flake and you will not give up until you see the results that you want to see. So with that, my loves, I will say for everybody who is listening, please do feel free, if you feel so inclined, to drop a like, drop a comment, and or leave me a review. I would be so thrilled and excited because I don't give a shit, right, whether you leave a review or not, but it helps get this message out to more women. And this is why I'm so passionate about this, because when you give yourself permission to step up and change your life, you give another woman permission to do the same. I will see you all again next week. Until then, my gorgeous ones, bye for now.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to shimmy your butt over to kyliepax.com/free course and sign up for my free weight loss training so you can start losing your weight now. You'll also find helpful notes and resources in my past podcasts that will help you lose your weight without the BS diet drama. I'll see you next week.